And welcome everyone to the Circle of Eight Podcast, episode 102. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the host of Devious One Ivan C. Here with mi familia, mi sangre, my blood. It's right here, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, I have Mr. 69 himself because he is the 69 answers, 69 thoughts, 69 questions. And of course, because this man, all he does, and he says that
me, just like Bill Watts, Eddie Graham, Vince McMahon, and Vern Gagne.
Over and over.
Make history.
Over and over.
and he likes making history, ladies and gentlemen. He
I
does.
left my Don Callis glasses in the car.
Oh,
no.
But I gotta say, it's episode 102, and you know, like when you take those community college classes, 101's the introductory course. This is, I guess, the extra AP classes. 102, we're going deep into education.
Yes,
What's
sir.
going on, Josiah Burton Jones?
Deep,
Welcome to the show. And of course, we have to introduce our familia from the League of Extraordinary Podcast. This gentleman kills it all over Twitch, kills it all over fucking all the audio platforms. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome here to Circle Debate here, Mr. Mike De Niro from the Wrestling Delorean Podcast. Oh, that is right. He is here.
What's good, man? Thank you so much for having me. It's a long time coming. I've been a fan for a long time, so definitely excited to be here. I really appreciate it.
Hey, man, we appreciate you.
Thank
For
you.
coming on the show and taking the time to join us today, because there's a lot of shit we need to talk about. We have,
Yes, we do.
yes, we haven't had the opportunity to go ahead and give our 2 cents about it. Before we actually get into Dynamite, let's go ahead and get into the whole world been talking about the walkout, of course, of Sasha Banks and Naomi walking out.
walk
of
it
Raw.
out, walk it out, walk it out.
As they were walking it out. So the details of the story of what has been reported has been that Sasha and Naomi were not happy with the creative, what they were doing for them. Basically, long story short, Naomi was going to win, be the number one contender against Bianca Belair. Sasha was going to face Ronda at Hell in a Cell. But what about the tag team titles? And of course, that's what Sasha and Naomi brought up, a creative pitch to create a team and Papa Vinny. Why don't we have Doudrop and make Nikki Ash to interfere and start the feud with them for Hell in a Cell for the tag team titles instead of them waiting away to Money in the Bank. So unfortunately, according to what has been reported, that Papa Vinny said no, and of course they got fed up. They put their tag team belts right on. Hey, Johnny Ace, why the belts are here? And they put the belts right there on his desk, and they walked out. And so by far what we know, they've been taken out of the live shows, and they have not been suspended. I'm surprised they haven't reported they have been suspended. And of course, this is not the first time we see a walkout before. The last time we've seen this was Stone Cold Steve Austin. And that was when Vince McMahon actually walked out himself to front of the audience saying he is not here, giving pretty much, devouring Austin in front of the audience. And just like the expected, of course, we did see them announcing it during the Raw show. And it's corporate, what do you expect? But I want to take it to you, Mike. Give me your thoughts. And do you feel that this is a work? Because a lot of people are saying it's a work. Do you feel it is or it's not?
Oh, which Mike? There's a Mike
You're the
De Niro.
Mike De Niro. You're the
Oh, all
Mike
right,
De Niro.
my bad. No, I mean, I definitely don't think this is a work. It's not the first time that the WWE has talked about controversial stuff like this. Like you said, with the Stone Cold Steve Austin situation, it was all over WWE television that Austin took his ball and went home, right? Also, if you remember, similar, not quite this, but when Jon Moxley decided not to re-sign with the WWE, they put out a press statement saying that Dean Ambrose decided not to re-sign his contract. So for everyone thinking it's a work because WWE mentioned it or because they put out a press release, it's not the first time they put out a press release for something that was real. I don't know why there wasn't suspensions, like you said, because usually for something like that, like there would be some repercussions. I think they're trying to keep Sasha and Naomi happy, maybe. But yeah, I definitely don't think it's a work at all. But it's a shoot.
Indeed. Matt Callis.
All right. So there's three. I've said this statement before, this phrase before. History doesn't repeat itself. It rhymes, in a way, one way or another. And there's three different, incidents or events, that you could compare it to. It's a little bit of the Medusa Alundra Blaze situation back when she jumped from WWF to WCW. The Montreal Screwjob, Vince doesn't want you leaving with his title, but, this is once again, a possibility of his worst nightmares coming true, like it did with Medusa. Mm-hmm. And a certain incident in WCW, Hulk Hogan bash at the beach, when he wasn't supposed to, he didn't want to lose to Jeff Jarrett, or, he wanted to win. So, it was kind of like Vince Russo was like, come on, bro, totally, bro. I understand you, but this is how reality is, bro. Jeff Jarrett's the future, bro. You got to drop the title. This is bullshit. I'm Hulk Hogan. I win every time. It's different in different personalities, but, people leaving with titles, so we could see history rhyming once again. Them showing up, Naomi and Sasha. We could see them show up in AEW. Could see them show up in Impact. Imagine if they took those belts to Stardom. Like, who knows? Tokyo Joshi Pro, AAA, CMLL, the Ring of Honor. It's endless. So it's right now it's still up in the air because, like you said, they're not suspended, and I think that's such a weird. I think Jim Cornette said this about Vince McMahon, is that he's got an inferiority complex. That's why he's willing to make up and make friends with people who have screwed him over. That's why he's like, it's like that one meme. So you're saying there's still a chance, right? That's what I mean. That might be where Vince is, like, mentally right now, or just like there's still a chance. Sasha and Naomi are staying, right? There's still a chance. You're telling me there's still a chance.
I wish Young Anthony was here. He could do a great impression of Vince Russo for sure. I can't do it.
No.
Like, hey, yo,
bro. Let me tell you, bro. It's all about reality. This is how you book television. You need reality, bro. It's stories. It's not real wrestling. Wrestling's fake, bro.
I love it.
I had him on the show, so it definitely, it's ingrained in my mind, his accent.
Oh, hell yeah.
You're real.
I love it.
You're real New Yorker too, so it doesn't get authentic. So,
but we don't say bro that much, please.
Hey,
I say bro a lot.
See, there you go. That's Young Anthony right there, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, Independent Epicenter, of course. Make sure you follow them as well, as he does a lot of independent professional for the indie scene. So follow Independent Epicenter. But my brief thoughts about this: no, it's not a work. I feel like it's not. People that think that it's a work, no, it's not. And people that are, really bashing on both of these, women, oh, they're just spoiled. And like, what? Spoiled? Like, I have to. I'm like,
Up with that.
Like, really? Like, what the fuck? Why would you say they're spoiled? They're not. Look, they've been fighting for this for a long time, and I think all of us know this. They've been fighting to make the women's tag team title relevant, make it something, make it meaning worthful. For I don't know how many years, Sasha and Bayley fought for those belts to be created in the first place, to create a women's tag team division. But of course, we all know Papa Vinny, he does not like tag teams. He does not, and he does not give a shit about the tag team titles for the men's or the women's, unfortunately. He doesn't. Right now, of course, because with the men's side, it's entertaining because you have Randy Orton in the mix. I'm not disrespecting the Usos because they're great as well, or Matt Riddle, but adding Randy Orton, who's a veteran himself in the ring, knows how to make those titles prestigious. Not saying that they cannot, but at least they can become more intriguing for the fans. However, with the women, so Vince doesn't see that. And for him to be like, no, Vince booking Naomi to win, and for her to face Bianca, and then Sasha facing Ronda at Hell in a Cell. You're doing that because Charlotte's gone. She's going to get married. your tribal chief, he's gonna be on vacation, so you have nothing to book on Hell in a Cell. Then why the fuck even book Hell in a Cell in the first place? Why don't you have it on a SmackDown?
Vince is like, you're telling me there's still a chance. There's still a chance, right?
For everybody who's getting mad at these two women for walking out, this is where things get really messy with the whole idea of them being independent contractors. They have the right to walk out. They are independent contractors. If they don't agree with the creative, they have their entity, they're trying to protect themselves. So this is why it gets really interesting. I know a lot of people are like, oh, they're spoiled, or, once you sign that contract, but at the end of the day, they're not employees. They're independent contractors, and that's where it's the whole messy debate whether they should be employees or independent contractors.
And they're not unionized either. That's the main thing. They're not unionized.
So, I mean, I'm all for standing up for yourself. I'm all for making sure you know your worth, and if you're not being, respected the way you feel you should be respected, you walk. That's how it goes.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And the fact that everybody's concern is, Sasha, she's already has a plug with the whole Disney World, with Star Wars. What about Naomi? But also she has a plug. I'm not saying that Roman will back her up because she's part of the family, but who knows? But they're trying to make a stand for something for the women itself. And the unfortunate part is that roster when it comes to women's division is not the best right now because all those cuts. Everyone is gone. It's not many that we can name. It's unfortunate. And I'm hoping that Vince can see that. I mean, Vince needs to, I don't know. I can't blame Vince 100% fully. I know he's the final say, but there's a lot of people around his circle that will probably tell, hey, dude, you better don't want to do that, man. No, dude, probably Michael Hayes. Good shit. I mean, we never know. You never know. It could be Michael Hayes or it could be Johnny Hayes. Hey, well, you look great, boss. Screw it. The tag teams know. You never know. It could be either one of them in his head, probably telling him, you know what? No, don't disregard it. Go into this direction. I hope Vince sees this, and if he does suspend them, that's fine. But he does fire them. Will that be a good move or a bad move? I feel that it will be a bad move because it will look like your company doesn't support your employees. You can't take constructive criticism. This is how I feel. Like you can't take it. They're not being. I know it's called insubordination what they did, but if they're critiquing of what you're doing, come on, you're supposed to be. You call yourself, well, yeah, no, we do it for the fans. Yeah, no, you don't. You do it for yourself, and you do it for your investors. That's what's what. Yeah. So I mean,
I agree. The whole WWE creative is not to please the fans; it's to please him. It's just to play devil's advocate. You also don't want it to become the culture where if you disagree with creative, you walk out. So I don't know. It's like rocking a hard place. Like, I don't know what the next step is because then everybody who's just unhappy, they're just going to walk out and you can't have everybody walking out. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah, I agree. I can't wait. I mean, as the story develops, we'll see, we could throw so many assumptions, but I'd rather just wait and see how it's going to develop towards the end when we're getting closer to Hell in a Cell. And now he has to change shit around. That's why he booked Asuka now to win. We'll face Bianca. Who's he gonna book for Ronda? Raquel Gonzalez or Rodriguez? I guess now.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know what direction now he's gonna go with. Now the change of plans is coming, but we'll see at the end later throughout the week if there's more development, if they're suspended or not. We'll see. I wish him the best, and I give them props. They stood up for themselves, so I'm not hating.
People are hating. Respect that.
Yes. Oh, yeah. People are hating. Yeah. Really. Exactly. Don't hate. Don't hate.
Appreciate.
Right. Exactly. All right. And now let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. And that is, of course, Dynamite. That happened 24 hours ago, of course. So we're getting closer to Double or Nothing. So let's get actually into the opening match, which I know Matt Callis went fuck. Okay, I have to do this because I know he went the whole day. The whole night he was like that because his favorite wrestler of all time, of course, before that,
I'm not familiar with John Morrison. Like, I mean, I've watched some of his matches, but it's like I watched the Pentagon Jr. versus Johnny Mundo match in AAA, and I thought that was really cool. So in all honesty, I don't know. I'll get heat for this. You guys ready for some heat on me? Just burn me up on this. Look, I'm actually more excited to see Johnny Elite than Cesaro or Johnny Gargano. I think just because I heavy metal rock star. I like the rock star gimmick. I love the glamour. It's very exciting. It's a feast for the eyes. So when I see somebody like Johnny Elite, John Morrison to the ring, Tough Enough season 2, OG. Come to the ring. It's visually appealing. So that's like one of the main things. I'm glad it was him,
Yeah, and he is now all elite now. Johnny Elite, not Johnny Mundo, not John Morrison, not Johnny Impact. He is now Johnny Elite. Hey, I'm surprised he chose Johnny Dynamite. I was waiting for that.
He could have went that way too. I guess that's a little close to Nitro, right?
Right? Yeah. And for real, yeah, you're right. Yeah. But take it away, Mike. What are your thoughts about this match? Were you surprised, Johnny Elite?
I was surprised. I thought it was funny because when the I guess like the Titantron said Johnny, I'm sure everybody thought it was Johnny Gargano. So you got that first initial like, oh my god, pop, and then it was like, oh great, it's Johnny Elite, and people were still happy to see it, but like you kind of heard like the pop like died down a little bit. But I'm actually happy to see Johnny Elite here in AEW. He's a guy, if you remember when AEW first started, I think he was like in the contract negotiations with the WWE around that time. And I thought that he would have been a great guy to pick up for like the initial like AEW like go. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy to see him here. I think he was a good guy for the match with Samoa Joe. Also, I think that if it was somebody like Cesaro or Johnny Gargano, you're going to expect them to win in their debut. I think Johnny Elite's a guy where Samoa Joe could go over and no one's going to be complaining about, oh, he got buried in his first match or AEW doesn't know how to treat him because, he's already a star. He's already established.
Indeed. I agree 100% with that. Matt Callis.
I think definitely in response to that, if you lose in AEW, one of the plus sides, unlike WWE, you have multiple places you could win at instead. Because like when Kenny Omega was losing on Dynamite, he was winning in AAA. So he was still the AAA champion. So even though he was out of the title picture, and the thing is, Johnny Mundo, as he's still known in AAA, he could be a champion over there. He could go New Japan. There's so many things they could do with you if you're not the top guy on one roster. You could be the top guy on one of the sister promotions now. Yeah, it's the multiverse. So you got, if I was a wrestler, I'd definitely love, what better time, to be, wrestler right now. What economics is one thing, but just the perception of me and different places I could be big, that I could use as a springboard to be big in the main promotion.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Indeed. For me, I was happy. I'm glad for him. Congratulations to Johnny for signing with All Elite. I know a lot of the people are really bashing that Tony Khan is signing all these individuals. And it's like you're oversaturating your roster. And I mean, I get it. I know that he is. But adding, in addition to, Johnny Elite, I feel that it could bring more of an enlightenment for the TNT title. And or
the Ring of Honor title.
Or that too.
Yeah.
The Ring of Honor television title or the Ring of Honor pure title. Or if they decide to bring back, which someone seems to see what belt they have. No, I said, you know what, that's it. But they could send John Morrison or John Elite to Ring of Honor as well. But I'm happy that he has a job now, and I'm really happy. And I'm hoping and this match, by the way, wasn't bad. It was great. I know there was only the botch of the 450. He was too far out. He put Joe too far out. So he didn't get all of it as we all expected. But he was you could tell he was kind of nervous. He was like, oh man, like this is the big stage. So, like, you shouldn't be nervous. You should be used to this. You were in WWE. Yeah. You were in this big platform. This is a different platform because, yes, it's a different audience. Now you have to win them over. And I was happy that he got, the crowd, being along with him. Like, they were happy. So I cannot wait to see what's next for Johnny Elite. And people are asking for Johnny Drip Drip. No Drip Drip, damn it. No,
nah. Not here.
Not here. Hell no.
Also, if he does go to Ring of Honor, does he change his name to Johnny Honor or something?
Right? Oh my God!
He's only Johnny Elite when he's on Wednesdays.
Johnny Rampage on Friday.
Yeah, right.
Johnny Japan when he goes to the G1. Johnny G1,
or Johnny Dark on YouTube.
Yeah, Johnny Elevation shit.
Yeah,
go on and on.
You can go on and on, man.
Johnny W. I don't know.
I don't know how he come up with all that, but I give him credit. I'm happy. So congratulations, John Morrison, if you're watching this. I forgot your last name. Oh, John Hennigan. There you go. Hennigan. There we go. And of course, Matt. I know Matt went crazy for this match. And of course, Hangman Page versus Konosuke Takeshita. So I know this whole time. Look, this is Matt, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is Matt.
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm!
Yes, he was that way. Yes, that's why he was.
This is such good shit.
That's what it was at the end of that. That was his little salt babe right there at the ending for this fantastic match. And I'm just going to digress right away. My thoughts are very brief. This match was great. I enjoyed it. I'm happy for Konosuke for him getting his opportunity at the young age of 27, and people are already backing him up. And I'm really happy that he's getting the recognition. I kind of still wish, though, and I've been saying this for the last couple times, that I wish that AEW could really give more details. Who is Konosuke Takeshita? They only just say he's from DDT, but he's don't explain.
They said he was the multi-time champion, which is true. He's the five-time champion. I think I talked about this with Clark Street, that what they do with Konosuke Takeshita. Hello, Lennox Coleman.
Hey, that's my boy. What's good, man?
What's good, bro? Welcome to the show, brother.
So what I was saying to Clark Street, one of the I don't know if the right word's litmus test, but one of the main things that determines, how AEW is for the future is what they do with Konosuke Takeshita compared to what WWE did with Shinsuke Nakamura. You have to see, because they come from a similar background. Konosuke Takeshita even less known than Shinsuke Nakamura in Japan, because Shinsuke was like 4 or 5-time IWGP heavyweight champion in Japan before he came to WWE, before he came to NXT. Konosuke Takeshita, 5-time. I don't know how old Nakamura was when he came to NXT. I don't know how old he is now. He's at least. I
think he's at 40, right?
Yeah, 40 something.
Yeah.
Takeshita has some time yet, but he's a 5-time champion, and kind of. They put him in I'd put him in the same category of wrestling prodigies with MJF and Jay White. Konosuke Takeshita, and then another place you could find him if you didn't know about him just from AEW, or if you're a Japanese pro wrestling fan, you'd probably find out about him from this anime YouTube channel called Trash Taste. And this guy, Crafty Johnny is terrific in pure matches. Glad he's all elite. Love the hand. Yes, thank you, Brian.
Yes, what's going on, Brian Cook? Welcome to the show, brother. That's right.
No, what I was saying about Takeshita is that he would be he's done a lot of amazing things for DDT, and over here they made the good thing is CM Punk made him sound good on commentary. They definitely didn't bury him. They made him look good in defeat. I guess the other thing is what his future is going to look like down the line. But what I was saying where him from is from the Trash Taste podcast or the Sea Dog YouTube channel, because he's people from the anime and Japanese culture community would follow this YouTube channel, and that's where Konosuke Takeshita made his appearance. And then so I'm also hoping this leads to Konosuke Takeshita's biggest rival, Chris Brooks, making his debut in AEW, because I kind of predicted Takeshita's return. I predicted Maki Ito's debut. I predicted, I didn't predict her comeback. We'll get to that later on. But I'll make two predictions now. Konosuke Takeshita's main rival, Chris Brooks, who some people regard as the next Kenny Omega, he could make his debut very soon. And Saki Akai, for those who don't know her, Saki Akai actually debuted on she was the tag team partner and fellow debutante with Hikaru Shida. She was Hikaru Shida's tag team partner in DDT. So she has two personas, two different that in kayfabe they regard as two different people, Saki-sama and Saki Akai. And Saki-sama is like who I want to face Jade Cargill. She's got like this French aristocrat stable, and she has like a man named Martha Stewart as her.
That's too good.
And he dresses up as
Martha Stewart.
He dresses up as a maid too, Mike. And the other thing is she also has a henchman. She has a henchman of a guy who carries like a needle and a syringe, and he wears like a wig and has like stitches on his face, and he's like an evil anime doctor.
I gotta check this out.
Yeah.
I definitely gotta check this out.
Yeah, Saki-sama, she's from the same promotion as Konosuke Takeshita, and Hikaru Shida has been making appearances in DDT right now. That's why we don't see her in the Owen Hart tournament. But yeah, overall, love the last ride powerbomb, love the high knee. He's got a lot of great finishers in his arsenal. So
yeah,
Mike, take it away.
He looked like $1 million. To be honest, I mean, I don't know if this was supposed to be like a showcase match for the champion, but I left this match saying Konosuke should be signed. Like, bring him on to the roster, because I would love to see more of him. I remember seeing him in some AEW Dark matches when he was here during the pandemic era. And I was saying he's really impressive. And I thought that if he got the right opportunity in front of a live crowd, like the crowd would fall in love with him. Now, I was actually doing a live watch along of this episode on Twitch yesterday, and people didn't know who he was. But after the match, people were asking, "Oh, where can I see more of him?" There were people saying, "Oh, is he in New Japan?" I was like, "No, it's DDT," which is something like you were saying, Ivan. I really wish that AEW did take at least like 20 or 30 seconds, show like a little highlight reel, show DDT Pro. I mean, you got to expect more. People are watching. You have to expect that people aren't really too familiar with him. So it's you need a little bit more than just Excalibur giving information about him during the matchup. It would be nice to see like a little introduction or a video package, or at least some of his matches in Dark. Like he had matches in AEW that they have their library. Like show a little bit of his matches in AEW.
And they did do that with Maki Ito, because they had that clip, later on in the evening. I think that the answer to that question might be in just the relationship between AEW and DDT, because only recently Christopher Daniels got that okay to bring over more DDT wrestlers. So, kind of what I predicted, some of the people I just talked about, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, just because so I guess being able to use the footage, I definitely agree with that. They should have showed the clips of those those past matches. They need to get I don't know if it's with Abema TV or one of the other Japanese networks, but they need to get Christopher Daniels needs to secure the rights to show those clips.
Yeah, for sure. And it goes like way past that too. Like there's a lot of things that go down on being the Elite or AEW Dark, and then we see it play out on Dynamite, and people who don't watch everything that AEW has to offer, they're kind of lost. Like I feel like I have to make sure I catch being the Elite, AEW Dark Elevation, because something might show up on Dynamite and it might already have a story, and I'm thinking like this is a first time matchup, So I think AEW might need to do a better job of that. But for this matchup was phenomenal. I thought it was amazing.
Oh, man. And you said the right words. Tony Khan, you got to listen to Mike.
Give me what I want.
That's right. You got to give him what he wants. Make sure you sign
that man.
Sign that man. Book him.
Sure.
Yes. Book him. But, yes, I agree with all of you guys, what you guys said. And I'm hoping seeing Konosuke more and He's coming here to California on June. I believe June 19th. No, not June 19th.
Right around the block from me, over at the legendary Glass House, where the White Stripes performed.
Yeah. What is going on, Dan? Make sure you follow Cage My IQ, ladies and gentlemen. Provides the best MMA content besides us. But he's always killing it. Big Dan, what's going on, brother? All right, now let's jump on to Swerve and Keith Lee versus the Workhorseman. There's not much to talk about. I think we all kind of knew where it was going with his direction. They were going to book the three-way for the tag team titles for AEW. So now you have Swerve and Keith and Powerhouse Will Hobbs and Ricky Starks versus Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. But there's one thing that I've been, reading on social media, and I want to get your guys' thought about it. People are kind of complaining about Swerve and Keith, like what they're doing with them. They really haven't used them as an individual stars, that they're booking them as a tag team, and there's a lot of complaints. So I mean, I don't know why, but for me, I feel it's a good fit for right now. And not only that, at least they're being now into the program. They're at least in Double or Nothing. Yeah. And I'm excited to see both of these individuals. And why the hell not? Having these two individual stars teaming together, I think it will elevate, obviously more for their careers as a tag team and then later on separate. But I don't know what's the complaint. Whoever's actually complaining about this, them teaming up, I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, you tell me, Mike. I don't
people complain just to complain, and I think that people complain about AEW just to complain about AEW because I'm going to tell you this right now. Like I kind of coined the phrase on the Wrestling Delorean podcast that Tony Khan is not fucking around. Like week in and week out, he's putting on amazing matches, amazing shows. I think that it's not a bad thing to have these two talented wrestlers team up until more single spots open up. This is not a forever tag team. We know this, right? They're going to go their separate ways. So why not, like right now, while there's so much going on in AEW, why not get them on the show? Have them as a tag team. This is going to be like way out there, but I remember in about 2019, NXT had a show that was shot after SmackDown, I believe, and it was like in December. And on one of those matches that they had, Swerve teamed up with Keith Lee. And I remember seeing on social media a lot of people saying they work so good together. They should be a team. And now in AEW, they're a team. And it's like, oh, well, why are they not singles wrestlers? It's like, come on, man. Like,
no pleasing them.
There's no pleasing. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But I like them as a team. Like I said, if there's no single spots opened up right now, then might as well have them on TV because they're too talented to just have sitting and catering.
I agree. Yeah, definitely. Matt Callis, your thoughts?
I think any problems involving like, oh, why isn't this person getting this thing done to them? I think a lot of that's going to be alleviated by the debut of the Ring of Honor show, which that's another eventuality. And like I said, all the other, when people complain too much, because some of them aren't real wrestling fans.
Oh, they're not professional wrestling marks like us.
I agree.
Or, Ivan, are they Autobots ready to roll out?
They're there, yeah. Those guys before were not wrestling fans. They're Autobots for sure to roll out. Shit, I'll have Mike take them the time to the Delirium machine and take them all the way to wherever the fuck they belong to.
Word.
Fuck that.
Way off in the past.
Way off in the past.
Way before wrestling. Way complain about like the Roman Coliseum and there's too many lions being booked in the Roman Coliseum.
It's like push Maximus, for Christ's sake.
Yeah,
why didn't they put the belt on Maximus?
all these lions. Where's the tigers? Like.
Push that lion. That lion deserves a tag team title.
I do like what Dan said here, though. I like how AEW tries to find spot for talent, and when wrestlers debut, they slowly integrate them into the fold. Yeah. I agree.
Takesha had a lot of like. Thank you, Lennox. Takesha had a lot of great Dark and Rampage matches. Now, okay, Dynamite, Rampage, Ring of Honor. I think those will be like the main weekly shows that I guess AEW fans will have to follow because those storylines will all constantly be back and forth. And then in the, what do you call it? What's the greater canvas or the the ether, the greater ether or canvas, you're going to have your, you know, your DDT, New Japan, AAA, CMLL, you know, all the other sister promotions, you know, like if you really if you can't find room on those main 3 shows, then everything's will kind of dissipate out into the other shows other than Dark and Elevation will be like for newer people, you know, and then the outer shows will be, you know, the people that you want to be champion. Is I was like, oh, why isn't he AEW champion? He's AAA champion. You know, you have options.
Yeah, I totally agree. There's a lot of people complaining about, oh, there's too many people on the AEW roster. And I disagree. If you notice, like Tony Khan has got this like little cycle going on where, like, for example, you see wrestlers main eventing and then you might not see him for like 2 weeks, but it's not like you're complaining about the main events for the 2 weeks in between. He's cycling in and out wrestlers, and you can only do that with the type of massive roster that he has and the stars that he has. And I think that people who say, oh, it's still a problem to have too much talent, you can never have too much talent. You can never have too much talent, especially the way he has 2 shows already and he has a 3rd show on the way. You got to have a massive roster like that. You have to have people who are ready to go at all times.
Yeah, the factory is on New Japan. They appeared on the show. They're feuding with the Young Lions right now. So, and they actually had a match against the Young Lions on Dark. I guess, yeah, not only is there you could never have too much talent, 100% agree with that, but another main thing by having a lot of talent that you're going to alleviate is you're going to alleviate wrestlers being overworked, being burnt out. And especially when a wrestler's injured, you're not going to have a lack of programming, or if a wrestler decides to leave, like the injury of Miro or the leaving of Cody. You know, we didn't really feel that as much because we had Punk and Danielson and Kenny being injured. We didn't feel that as much because we have so many stars we built up and so many stars, you know, coming in, you know. So whenever somebody's burnt out or injured, we just cycle them out. So there's always plenty of room on the 3 shows, in addition to the fact that we have a lot of stars to kind of, you know, fill in that time when you're recovering, you know.
Yeah, and then you see on the other side, like with the WWE side of things, Roman Reigns is going to take time off. It's like, oh my God, what do we do? Charlotte's injured. Oh my God, what do we do? Like, this is not a problem for AEW. You know what I mean? Because they have constant like influx of talent and talent that's ready to go. It's like the next man up mentality.
Absolutely. And shout out, of course, to Jump on the Ring podcast. Here we go, Frank. I know you're watching. Love you, man. Make sure you subscribe to Jump on the Ring podcast. They also provide the great AEW reviews as well every Wednesday night on their YouTube channel. And Bruno the Great, and of course for Frank. Let's see what that had to say. Having so many wrestlers allows you to book guys less and to keep their talent.
Yeah, that's the simplest and best way to put it. Yeah,
I agree with that. Though the thing, especially now with these cross promotions and working together, how Dan mentioned about the fact we're going to New Japan Strong. Great, send Brian Cage over there too. Might as well. You're not using him. Send him over there. You haven't booked Ring of Honor yet. You haven't really. You're barely developing obviously the logo. You're barely, you know, the program platform where you know what channel going to come out. In the meantime, have him do something. Take him to New Japan Strong at least. Oh, look at Wheeler Yuta right now competing in Japan in the Best of Super Juniors. He's out there, and I'm happy for him that he's out there doing what he needs to do. And so, you know, now having these forbidden doors, as you want to call it, you know, why not send your talent out there like the old school territorial days? I'll send my talent out there. Go work with you. Why not?
Brian Cage had that match in Warrior Wrestling against Will Ospreay, you know, and it's good that we had that match sooner than later, because who knows what kind of injuries or things could have happened to either of them in between, you know, that time. So I'm kind of glad they got that match, you know, they got that dream match over with, Brian Cage and Will Ospreay. Definitely something worth watching. Warrior Wrestling.
Yes, and it was a great match, by the way. What Dan Fred Rosa tweeted, he wants to see. Yeah, we will see him. I mark my word. We will see Bryan Danielson in the G1 Classic. I'm saying it right now. It's not a matter of if. It's when.
It's long overdue. It is long overdue.
That's his dream, but he knows that's the most hectic tournament of all time. Moxley can even say it. He said it himself. It was the hardest tournament he ever done in his life, and
Every day you wrestle. Every
fucking day you wrestle, regardless. It's amazing, though. But, I mean, for people to get mad at these two are teaming together, I'm like, well, like I said, once again, I'm happy they're at least there in the spot. And not only that, at least we're seeing them competing for the belts. And not besides that, but also for Hobbs and Ricky. Finally, we're able to see them not in a buy-in, which I'm hoping this is not in a buy-in. I'm hoping this is in an actual pay-per-view. Finally, they can get their moment, their pay-per-view spot. Hobbs and Ricky Starks, I think they deserve it. It's about time for them to get their spot. I won't be mad if they win either. I'll be happy. The hell with it. We need heel tag teams. I will not be upset if they actually win the AEW tag team titles. I will love it. I will love it. But, I mean...
I don't think Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus leave Double or Nothing with the titles. It looks like weekly Christian Cage is getting a little bit more fed up with Jungle Boy losing. So I think they lose the titles and Christian Cage. Yeah,
everything heel turn. There is a season for heel turn. I gotta make that the new song whenever we predict a heel turn.
I gotta look for that.
No, for sure.
Every purpose, heel turn. I don't know.
I like this quote from Lennox. Forbidden Door Partnership rules in the pro wrestling business. Yes,
I definitely agree.
Agreed. And now let's move into the Owen Hartman tournament. This match itself, Kyle O'Reilly versus Ray Phoenix. Oh man, I need to. I just want to. This is how I was. That's how I was. I was that way, and I'm like, shit.
I love it.
Because I did love it. This first, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen. I don't know if it's the first time they ever fought each other. It seems like they were because the chemistry wasn't really there in the beginning, but I like the fact towards the middle of the match, the chemistry was there, and it was like, oh, man, it was fantastic. I enjoyed it. And now we see, of course, Kyle O'Reilly advancing. I did not expect Ray to win, to be honest with you. I expected Kyle, to get this push. And because we all knew that we were going to see a Death Triangle versus House of Black at, of course, Double or Nothing. So it was pretty, it was so predicted. Great match, but minor critique. Did Kyle O'Reilly seem? Yes, he did. He did seem a little slow because the reason, and this is why I'm explaining why, because I feel this is the first time they were working together. I think this is the first time they were feeding each other out.
Different styles.
You have a ground type of fighter versus a high flyer. And, I don't think Kyle is really used to that type of, he never had that NXT, in my opinion. I don't think he ever had at all. Not in an NXT. What high flyer did he ever face at NXT? I don't recall. Do you guys recall? I don't recall who he's ever fought anybody.
Also, since joining AEW, he hasn't had many singles matches. He's been in a lot of tag matches. So the singles match, you have to. It's a whole different style. You have no one to tag out to. So I think that maybe with more singles matches, he's going to pick it up a little bit more. But I'm glad that he got a good singles match like this under his wing in AEW.
Well, take it away, Mike. The floor is yours for that match.
Yeah, this was another banger. I love this matchup too, and I'm not trying to sound like just a big AEW mark, but gosh, the show was phenomenal. Like match after match, can't even talk. Match after match after match, it was just great. Forgive me, it's kind of late here in New York, but the thing is, I think that these guys had great chemistry as the match picked up, and there were so many times where we were at people here that was watching with me on Twitch was like at the edge of their seat, like, yo, what's going to happen? Who's going to win? And like you said, it was a little bit predictable because I do think we're getting Death Triangle versus the House of Black at Double or Nothing. Hopefully for trios titles. I don't know.
Right?
But
please, Lord, make it happen.
I love Kyle O'Reilly as a tag wrestler, but I always been a huge fan of him as well as a singles wrestler. So I thought that this was a great victory for him and great to see him have a lengthy match as a singles wrestler.
Absolutely. Indeed. Mike Ellis.
So here's one thing that people got to realize about, wrestlers past their past accomplishments. Kyle O'Reilly, former Ring of Honor world champion. Ray Phoenix, former AAA mega champion. So you're definitely seeing a championship level match. It makes sense they would go with Kyle O'Reilly, I guess, because he's more apt to promos, especially, I don't know exactly the Ray Phoenix. I think he handles his English okay, but like promos in English is a whole different story.
Yeah.
One thing to speak it, it's another thing to give compelling speeches in that language. So Kyle O'Reilly seems to have more of that character work more, under his belt, as his thing. Ray Phoenix is fucking insane in the best possible way. And Max every year has some of the best pro wrestling you will ever see.
Amen.
Out.
Amen to that.
Pro Wrestling Noah's has the N1 tournament, and then All Japan also has their own tournament as well. If you love tournaments, Japan's got buffets of them. First food reference of the night, Ivan.
There you go. It took that long, right?
It took that long.
That match was fire last time. Yes, it was. Kyle's jiu-jitsu background matches some more. Yes, agreed. Then
they actually had a great match with each other in Ring of Honor when Samoa Joe made his return there. I love that. That's probably my favorite Samoa Joe match from that Ring of Honor run when he returned was the Kyle O'Reilly match. So I'm so excited for that next week.
Oh man, but I hate to be the breaker, of course, the downer, because of course we're gonna see Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt get involved. They're gonna cost him the match. It's gonna happen. This will lead up for them to Double or Nothing, unless they wait on it. Maybe have Joe go into the finals and then cost him the match at Double or Nothing. Maybe that could be the case, but I'm hoping it does not. I'm hoping that it does happen that way, but I don't know. It all depends. Or I don't know. There's so many scenarios.
What side do you think the Undisputed Elite's going to do? Are they going to want the easy win, or are they going to want to prevent Jay Lethal's faction from interfering? Because remember, like if we speak, what's up?
Yeah, look, it would be awesome to see Christian just turn heel. AEW for the first time. I could feel it coming. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Sure. He's good at that too.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's a natural hero.
I think he's better. He's more better off heel than the face, in my opinion.
The baby face doesn't feel as potent. It's very, I don't know. I'm getting I'm getting like a children's, what do you call that? Preacher, instructor, after school tutor kind of teacher personality. It's like, hi kids.
Hi kids. Oh no.
No. I'm getting that kind of vibe from Christians. Like, remember
Barney vibes.
Yeah, a little bit I'm getting that teacher vibe. Remember, Jungle Boy, you want to eat your vegetables, Jungle Boy. Like, I feel like he's still like, I'm getting too much of that vibe. I need something else.
Oh,
I agree.
Man. But yeah, man. I mean, Matt Callis, what do you feel about that? Also for Kyle and Ray, you loved it, you enjoyed it, everything else, and he thoughts of it. All right. I want to move on now to Jazz. No, not J-A-Z-Z again. Jazz.
I ain't gonna do that shit.
No, because of course, I think last week we said we had a feeling that we're gonna book that Stadium Stampede, but of course somebody changed his mind, and it caught me off guard.
No. I ain't doing that shit.
He ain't doing that shit. He is not doing that shit. So, you know what? I'm happy that they're changing it up. I like how Moxley said the fact, no, we're going to have it in the ring. We're going to beat the shit out of each other.
Arena Anarchy. I like that name.
Yeah, it's a good name.
I even like pro wrestling versus entertainment. I enjoyed that. This segment was great. The one thing, just a minor critique about it, was Regal still needs to work on his mic, because I know it's been a long time. Because
put that toothbrush up my bum.
But it's just, he takes too long when he's giving a story. I'm like, no, Regal, just get to the point, hit the punchline.
Yeah,
these are the toothbrushes.
Oh God, and he resealed them.
These are the toothbrushes right here. Oh. It smells like fish and chips. I don't know.
Oh, Jesus. You probably ate some peas with it, too. Oh, my God. But I mean, I'm happy that this match is going to happen, but of course, we'll get into what happened later on that night because there was a little scary moment. But yeah, Mr. De Niro, your thoughts about this segment, and are you happy that it's not a stadium stampede?
I'm happy it's not a stadium stampede because I think that a match like this needs that live crowd reaction. And if it's a stadium stampede, it's probably going to be like a pre-tape match like the night before or something. But this was a really good segment. But gosh, Jericho was spitting some venom at them, getting in really like.
You'll be up in Moxley's program the more of those wafers that you have.
That was wild.
He said venom.
With a lethal dose of poison.
Yeah, he put poison already.
Nah, Jericho was spitting fire. Like if this was a rap battle, you know, you're gonna have some. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the URL and all the rap battle.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
You're gonna have some Don DeMarco moments with Chris Jericho there.
Don DeMarco. I mean, Chris Jericho should have added some rhymes to that because Chris Jericho was on Wild and Out, so he knows how to approach that, you know. And I think Chris Jericho is also friends with Method Man, so like I think Method Man must have given him some tips as well.
Probably, right?
Man, probably.
I was on a Clubhouse group with Thesaurus like a few times. Like I've been in a few groups with him. And I forgot
of the source.
Yeah, the source. I want to talk to Kid Twist. He has some really nasty lines.
Kid Twist is a legend. Kid Twist versus the source. I remember their 2-on-2 they had in with Immaculate and was it Poor Rich?
I think it was Paul Rich. I think I do remember.
Yeah,
that. I think it was.
You know when the whole thing. You know when the whole thing went down with what's his name, Max Caster, when then people were talking about, oh, his lines are offensive.
Yeah,
I think the fair thing would have been for him to throw him into a URL or a King of the Dot.
That'd be amazing.
That's a fair punishment because he's in his element. Rather than telling him not to say it, we'll just send somebody who's better at saying it than he is. Send him to King of the Dot, just plain and simple.
And then Excalibur would have to explain to the AEW fans what King of the Dot is because there's gonna be no video package.
Hey, just have Kid Twist explain it while dissing the crowd. It's like, this shit. Like have it explain it to them in a diss.
Right.
You're about to get an education better than your teacher or your dad ever gave you, or something like that. So.
But that's exactly what I thought of. Like I thought of like a rap battle when Jericho was going at them because he was trying to cut deep, especially bringing up William Regal's drug past. And I did like the little touch of him bringing up the pissing in his tea. Like that little throwback there.
That was a throwback, man. I enjoyed it. That was amazing.
But yeah, great segment.
I gotta keep bringing these up.
Well, go ahead, man. Take it away, Matt Callis.
No, I was just putting up the toothbrushes.
Jesus Christ! Oh man! Now we have to make a shirt with you with the toothbrushes now, huh?
Or you might have to show a clip of William Regal in the Kiss My Ass Club.
No!
Stone Cold's like, I got these candies for you in my hand here. It'll keep your breath real fresh. And I got these Altoids for you, William Regal.
Oh man, but I did love the fact that Jericho went, he no pun intended raw with his basically all what you mentioned too, Mike, about him throwing out with William Regal's rehab, Moxie's rehab. And it was like shit. Like he went really deep, and this is where I would like certain AEW talent to learn from these individuals of how to tell a story, how to make it so real. Mm-hmm. They came, like, bro, yes, bro. I mean, come on, they came from a place where they definitely
make movies.
They make movies, okay? So that's what they fucking do at WWE. They fucking make movies. But I'm hoping the talents that are upcoming rising stars should take and learn from these individuals like Moxley, Bryan Danielson, William Regal, Jericho. Heck, even Jake Hager. He knows because he's been there too.
Yeah.
and Eddie Kingston. But he's never been in a major platform until this one. But at least he knows how to fucking talk on the mic and sell. A quick, a rap battle one on your mic with Eddie Kingston. Shit, put him there to put him on URL. Oh my god,
Eddie Kingston's the math Hoffa who just throws punches.
Yeah. Yes,
It's gonna be get out of my face, son.
Well, you mad because I'm styling on you?
Hell yeah, I'm with that for sure. Hell yeah.
I wonder how many people actually know what we're talking about right now.
They probably
they'll know the meme. Like you mad, bro? You mad because I'm styling on you? That was everywhere.
Word. If you know, you know.
You know. Unless you got the translated rap battle, like I will engage in fisticuffs with you.
Oh, yeah. That was amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Then we got, of course, Britt Baker versus. Oh yes, again I have to do it because Matt wins. Because once he heard the entrance, and of course, Maki fucking Ito has arrived again to AEW. And I know you were happy, Matt Callis, so I'm gonna let you go first in this one because I know this is your girl. Of course, Maki Ito. There you go. And there you go. How? Please tell me you were running around. You were like Ned Flanders when you heard the music. I know you did.
So I'll give you guys the translation of what she says in the opening of her song. Sekai ich kawaii no wa. So Sekai ich is like, who is the number one most cutest? Sekai ich, I guess each is like one. Each Sekai, the highest. Kawaii no wa. No wa. So it's like kawaii is cute, like it says on her microphone. She just added that recently. And that's a new she's got a new outfit, a new thing. Maki Ito over in Tokyo Joshi Pro, she's going over on more matches. She used to be a little bit lower mid card, but she won a tournament over there, and she's now their Intercontinental champion. And their Intercontinental champion's called the International Princess title. I forgot who she lost it to, or if she still has it or not. I need to look that up. And here's another thing. Here's where I don't know if you're listening, anybody from Wrestling Delorean was listening to my whole AEW K-pop, J-pop connection, like kind of how I explained that.
Yeah.
So there's a K-pop group that just debuted, and they're managed by the same company that BTS manages. That's managed by BTS. That manages BTS, and they're called Le Seraphim. One of their members is named Sakura. Sakura's one of her members is named Jurina. Jurina is feuding with Maki Ito in Japan. So
it all connects together, huh?
And Jurina is one of the commentators for Pro Wrestling Noah, which is Eddie Kingston, one of Eddie Kingston's favorite promotions. So everything's kind of all mixed into one. And for those who don't watch enough of AEW Dark, whenever Lulu Pencil, she's from Choco Pro and also occasionally appears on Tokyo Joshi Pro. Whenever she appears, Lulu Pencil, Eddie Kingston's like, Lulu!
Lulu! I love Lulu Pencil.
Oh, man, he does. I think he does. He loves
where's Lulu?
Lulu! They need to make that a faction.
Yeah,
that would be like the greatest thing ever. Lulu Pencil, CM Punk, and Eddie Kingston. What, like baseball caps? have Lulu Pencil go over Jade Cargill. That's would be the most ridiculous and amazing thing ever. I'm just.
Can you explain the whole Fire Idol? I don't know if they mentioned it yesterday, but I know when she was first there, they were talking about she's a Fire Idol. I never really understood what that was.
So that whole story is she was part of a group called Link. And because she couldn't sell enough albums, she couldn't sell enough albums and tickets, she would get fired from her group. So at one show, she actually set up a little booth outside of the venue and was trying to sell CDs and tickets to the concert so she wouldn't get fired. So even after she sold all the tickets and things to the concert, she still got kicked out of that group. She sold enough, but still got kicked out. And that group's still continuing on. They're Fukuoka. Yes, indeed. I know a lot about Japanese rock. Oh, I forgot to bring it up with Takeshita. I'll bring that up after I finish with this segment. But so Link, the group Maki Ito used to be part of, they're still together, and they're based solely out of Fukuoka, Japan, one of my favorite cities on the planet. And then Maki Ito is still technically a part of a girl group based out of Fukuoka. They're called Toki Wokiru. And I think one of the girls in the group's like a news anchor too. So they got, there's octopus arms and a little bit of everything.
Definitely, yes.
But as for Takeshita, his theme song is done by one of my favorite bands. They're called No God. They're like a heavy metal Japanese band. They have a lot of really good songs. They're insane. They mix all the genres together. They're like Dream Theater meets, Bon Jovi. They do a little bit of everything.
Good combo. Good fucking combo, by the way. I wanted to see you.
I played the music for Ivan in the car. I'm like, this is what's gonna play on Dynamite next week. This band. They've been one of my favorite bands for like 7 or 8 years, and they've never played in the United States, but they're gonna hear them through AEW. It's like AEW is almost like a back door for Japanese culture to kind of seep in. That's
the fact.
Yeah. But and then the match itself, I think it's fitting kind of for where Maki Ito is. I guess they got to put over Britt Baker's NoGod, NOGOD. Definitely check them out.
I'm gonna check them out too. So
yeah, I would appreciate that. They're all amazing. I'll even send you. I'll link to you some songs.
Yeah, definitely do.
Kakuse. They got a song called Kakuse.
Good song, by the way. That was a good song.
But
he got me into it. He already got me involved. Like, oh shit. On the way we're going to PCW, so we're like, oh, okay, wow. I'm like,
he's like, their lead singer is like a Japanese Stevie Wonder meets meets a lot of other things. He's good, so
I gotta check that out.
See, many fans thought it was gonna be either
Taya. Actually, I thought it was gonna be Taya, not Maki.
I thought so too. When we saw Johnny Elite, I'm like, oh well, that gives it away. It's gonna be Taya, but no.
Or Mia, who Maki Ito's facing Mia. Yeah, I don't know if that match already happened.
No, it's happening, I believe, this weekend or next weekend.
Yeah, up at the I forgot Portland, Oregon. I forgot the name of the promotion.
Prestige.
Yeah, Prestige. But Maki Ito, she put over Britt's finisher. I kind of like the girl take on the finger poke of doom. I thought that was I like that it's Maki Ito doing like Maki Ito's in the Kevin Nash position.
All right. Take it away, Mike. What are your thoughts about it?
I mean, I didn't expect it to be Maki Ito, but if you listen to the crowd reaction, people were actually really excited. And throughout the match, people were actually chanting and behind it. So like I'm a firm believer of you make the crowd happy, you gotta give the people what they want, right? So definitely I think that when you got a whole audience there chanting for Maki Ito, you can't complain that, oh, well, it should have been this person, should have been that person. How? When Maki Ito's the one in the ring and getting a crowd reaction. She's, like you said, she's over. I thought the match was decent. I didn't expect a classic, but, with Maki Ito's style, it worked well. And the comedy that she brought to the match meshed well with Britt Baker as also. So I think that was a good match. I wasn't mad at it.
Yeah. I'm with you guys as well. I think it was entertaining for me, to be honest. Even though they didn't get the much time what they needed, but I didn't expect Maki to come out when I was like, what? Oh no! And the first thing I did is I messaged Matt. I'm like, Matt, you are gonna go crazy if you haven't seen Dynamite yet.
I could already guess without you spoiling it for me.
I just know I spoil it.
It's like something smells different in that atmosphere. My spidey.
Yes, your Matty sense is tingling because you're like, okay, Konosuke, why is he there? Okay, then
there's a Konosuke Takeshita versus Maki Ito match that I also recommend.
I seen someone posted it on Instagram, like clips of it. I was watching it earlier.
I'm going 1-on-1, and then there's another match, Dan Shokodino versus Maki Ito. Like he puts her whole head inside of his trunks and then pile drives her.
Oh man, hey, kudos to that woman though, taking those type of punishments in Japan. That's why she's very loved, and hell yeah, she is a Princess Champion for a reason.
And I love the entrance.
The entrance always kills it.
For those who don't know what the word kokeshi means, a kokeshi is like a pot where you keep plants. It's like a pot for plants. So they're saying her head is like as hard as a pot for plants.
That's what she is. Her headbutts. But all right.
The face she gave also when she was like getting her head like rammed into the corner, she's like, It was perfect. Perfect.
Toriano. Yeah, that's an eventuality. That's not a matter of if. That's a matter of when.
Oh my god! If that match ever happens,
That'll be comedy gold.
that'll be fucking epic comedy. Oh my god! I don't know who will win that one. To be honest, I don't know who to go for. I love Toriano, but Makito. Oh, I don't know. It's tough.
She's been in street brawls with exploding barbed wire against what's his name? The I can't believe I forgot his name. The guy who wrestled Terry Atsushi Onita.
Oh, Onita.
She's teamed up with Onita and Chris Brooks, who from the YouTube channel, and they were in a street brawl with some Japanese comedians inside of a restaurant. And then they had another one in a park in front of Tokyo Tower with the exploding barbed wire.
Wow.
Props to her.
For real. All right. This one doesn't really mean shit. I'm sorry. This one, this segment with Serena, Thunder, and Dustin. Why did you involve Dustin in this? Why? It doesn't. It's just.
Really? Really?
Shout out to Serena.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Yes, but shout out to Serena. Yes, I know, but
Good promo, but it was unnecessary.
She choked on a promo. She repeated herself, and you noticed it, and she like, oh, someone was out of cue.
She wrote it down. It's almost she could have done a "Give me what I want" thing. It could have been like a Serena version of it. No, that's not what I want, Thunder Rosa. Give me what I want. No, that's not what I want. This is what I want.
I'm really excited for this match. I'm just not liking the build. Like
exactly.
This match is gonna be great.
Thank you. You putting it. That's why I love you, man. You're saying exactly what I'm thinking right here.
Love you too, bro.
Jesus, I feel the same way. I feel the same fucking way because this is the problem. I said it weeks ago, and I said it. My concern is the buildup, and this has been great. They better make it up next week. They better just do something really intriguing to get us to be like, okay, I cannot wait for this match. I mean, don't get me wrong. I cannot wait. But my concern is the rest of the audience. How they're going to be the ones. Are they going to be taking their piss breaks or their beer runs? That's what I'm afraid for Thunder. Because if that happens to her for this, then I will feel really bad for her because then that means your championship run is not as great, and that's bad. So whoever's booking women's division, Kenny Omega needs to step away. If it's Dustin doing it, do a better job, Dustin. Come on, you're better than that. I know you can do better. I think it's honestly, I feel maybe the time limit of what they have, but they shouldn't even act this at all in the first place. And that's the case. But I
was just confused. I was really confused because I love Thunder Rosa. I just think that like she's not the best promo. And I thought, booking her with Dustin Rhodes to be her mouthpiece would be something. But Dustin didn't say shit. Dustin didn't say a word. So what kind of mouthpiece is that? Like,
exactly.
You have no words for. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't think Dustin needs to be a part of this. Like, they have to show Dustin on AEW because Cody's on Raw. Maybe I don't know. Like, what is Dustin's involvement with? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it either, man. I don't know. Kenny is behind the scenes, but as a producer.
Yeah, I think he was back this week.
Yeah, he's back this week as a producer. So I know he's back and not in action yet. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm hoping. You know what okay, this is what I would like to see. I would like to see Serena Deeb join the Blackpool Combat Club. That's what I want to see. Give her a mouthpiece. Fucking give her William Regal. That's it. All she needs is a mouthpiece. Do not talk. Don't say anything. Don't say a word. You're the professor of women's wrestling. Let William Regal just devour you with greatness and everything else. Let him do the talking.
Maybe Tully. Maybe Tully would be all right with her.
Yeah,
I can see that working too.
Yeah.
Put her with what was the Ring of Honor? Is it just Tully Blanchard Promotions or whatever?
Something like that, yeah.
Is his crew in Ring of Honor? Like, I think
Tully Gang.
Tully Gang.
A Tully Gang, that's right. But Matt Callis, are you getting intrigued? What do you feel about this heading to Double or Nothing with this.
I know Thunder Rosa is gonna retain. So I mean, they're gonna try to make Serena look good, but overall, you know, it's like I think like another like women's promo people, you know, I could compare this to. I'm gonna bring her up again, Alundra Blaze at NW. She did a promo at this NWA event. You know, I think it was during like the Crockett Cup, and like, what the heck is she talking about? Is she speaking another language? Like, you know, this reminds me of a time when I went fishing. You know, when you go fishing, it's like what does this have to do with wrestling me? No, wait, let me finish Thunder Rosa. I went fishing this time, and you know, it reminds me of Kodak film and Jello pudding pops.
And then what? No, it reminded me of this.
33 and a third chance of winning, but I got a 66 and 2/3 chance of winning.
Yeah, that's what will fucking remind me of.
Even a little bit of mathematics.
Oh, word life. That's right. Not mathematics, thugonomics. There you go. That's right.
Fucking love.
Oh man! Now let's move to the main event of the evening for Dynamite. Of course, Adam Cole
for the main event, but it's not Rampage.
Yes, Adam Cole, baby. Oh, hold on. Before anything, let's see. I feel bad for Thunder. Her matches have been great, but AEW is not doing her any favors. Really lacks. Yes, agreed, Brian. 100%.
Maybe that's why she should go next, right after Britt. She should go make a beeline for Thunder because she's got history with her.
Let's see what Lennox had to say. To be honest, Serena D really roasted the shit out of Dustin Rhodes and his past from WWE. Tony Schiavone included. Yes, Tony, cut the shit, Tony.
Am I the only one who pops for that? Like, I feel like
I
popped so hard for that, Tony. Like, especially this week when she took that pause, she was about to walk away, and she's like, "Tony, cut the shit." I was dying laughing.
Hey, you know what? Oh man, Jade Cargill's winning me over charisma style. I know she's still green. She still has a lot to learn, but they made the right decision of giving her the belt, the TBS title. She's running with it well, and now having Red Velvet and Kara Hogan, I got
the character's money.
Hell yeah,
I love it.
There you go, Leo. I had it pretty. But yes, Adam Cole, Jeff Hardy. Very brief. Want to get out of my way. It was okay. It wasn't. Oh my god. It was okay. It was expected. We knew that Adam was going to win, but I didn't expect the aftermath. Everything else was Stang coming out, and that botched super kick. Oh, that was horrible. I'm sorry. Young Bucks, that was bad. But I get it. You can't hit his head because
they try to protect him too much.
You want to protect him, yes.
How much can you protect a guy who's jumping off of balconies, though? Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, how? What the fuck? Oh my god! Take it away, Mike. You take it.
I expected that this match was going to be, better in my head and better on paper than what it was. Jeff Hardy definitely was banged up from last week, and I don't know, like there was like some sloppiness, like when Jeff Hardy went for Whisper in the Wind and Cole supposedly hit the super kick, but like it looked like they both like just fumbled over. Yeah, I definitely want to see a rematch though. Like I would love to see these two guys, and maybe not with so much on the line right now, but yeah, I feel like for a show that had so much great action, the main event was kind of flat. Yeah,
it was. It was indeed flat. Matt Callis, your boy Stang, man.
This is like a thing about contrast. When I'm going to the food analogies, you guys. I'm going to the food. When you have, you got your lobster and your prime rib, earlier served before the main course, which is probably like this would be like a club sandwich. Not the worst, but not necessarily the best either. So, and I think the other thing, this all definitely proves your point earlier, is like, I guess, less booking, less injuries, So I think Jeff did need that time to recover after that match. But I mean, in a tournament, you gotta, the show must go on.
Yeah.
Maybe it's, I don't think Jeff Hardy should have been in the tournament. Especially with his age and sure, we love him and everything like that, but I don't think this is quite the place for him on the card. We could have had that Darby match, as its own thing, and Adam Cole match as its own thing without the tournament. So
Yeah.
we could
What's
have
good, Kenny. What's good, Kenny?
My boy Kenny was good, Kenny.
Kenny. No,
How you
we
doing,
could
bro?
have basically we could have had the sandwich without the fries. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So-
no, definitely.
That's what Dan had to say. Why in the same night have a semifinal match and the quarterfinal match of the same bracket in the same night?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree because I literally was thinking right now, oh, so who does Adam Cole face next week? Oh, wait, he's in the finals now. So because I forgot about his match with Dak. So yeah, it doesn't make sense. I would just have one night dedicated to quarterfinals, one night dedicated to semifinals. And if you would have waited to next week, you could have had the two, semifinal matches, and you could have had Jeff Hardy take a break. He would have had a week off.
Mhm.
Good point. Yeah. I mean, Dan said right now too as well. Like they are telling you, they're telling us. I guess they really want Cole to win it. I mean, shit. I mean, what's next week? Hold on, let me see. Look at the bracket. I forgot.
O'Reilly versus Joe.
Okay, right. So they're gonna do that next Wednesday. Are they? Yeah, they are. Right.
Yeah. Because I believe the finals is in Double or Nothing, right?
And it's really going to come down to, I think what in storyline, what this will come down to is whether the Elite will interfere in the match or prevent interference from the match. So it might be a tweener thing, like Jay Lethal's whole squad, his little trio, Jay Lethal's little group, your little big group with the big guy who hopefully isn't a Giant Gonzalez.
Hope not.
Yeah, we hope not. That maybe they'll keep him out of it. Maybe we got the Elite's feud with Jay Lethal's new group. Who knows?
But here's the thing, though. The thing is that Joe wins, right? Let's just say Joe actually goes to the finals. Then what are you gonna do with O'Reilly and Fish? You're gonna book him with Darby Allin and one-legged Sting at Double or Nothing? I don't know. I don't think they could do that. I mean, they could try, but I don't know. I mean, what are you gonna do with them? Or what about unexpectedly Kyle wins? That's gonna be a shocker if he wins and he goes to the finals.
Kyle and Cole always had great chemistry, but
yeah, they wrestled each other at Wrestle Kingdom in New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
They could do a callback to that, and they wrestled at Hammerstein Ballroom. They had a lot of classics.
I was at the show where Kyle split Cole's lip open and the blood was just spitting out of his face. I think that was 2012. Yeah,
that was at the Hammerstein.
Yeah. I just remember they had it was called Hybrid Rules or whatever, and the crowd was kind of not for it. They didn't want an MMA style matchup. But as soon as that happened, then the visual of Adam Cole flipping his hair up and the blood spitting out of his lip like a horror movie, that crowd quickly turned and was on their feet. It was insane. The atmosphere was crazy.
Red equals green, guys.
Exactly.
red equals green.
But yeah, these guys have great chemistry with each other.
Dan has a good point, though. The Undisputed Elite, which is the Bucks and Red Dragon versus Sting, Darby, and Hardy, that they could go to that direction too.
I would rather just the Hardys versus the Bucks, though.
Yeah, I agree.
You could have somebody else in Sting's place. It could be anybody. It could be anybody.
That's more sure than never before.
Anybody. Katsuyori Shibata. just out of nowhere.
Could be. But this was the injury scare. I don't know if you guys saw that with that, Bryan Danielson during Rampage. His leg was stuck in between. They haven't said anything yet. I'm hoping, I'm knocking on wood. No, because we need you at Double or Nothing, baby. No. I need to see you and Daniel Garcia. I need to see it again. I did enjoy that match, so I need to make sure. Prayers to you, because
maybe that could be the reason for Arena Anarchy. Who knows? It could be because I guess hardcore matches, I guess, are somewhat safer because you don't have to do as much, lifting, and you're using weapons.
So word is the injuries at work.
I heard his leg was stuck for a couple minutes too.
I heard it was over 10 minutes. I heard
it could be a swerve too. That's another way. They could swerve him. Guess what? It could be with Kevin Nash in the wheelchair. It's I don't have an injured leg. You're not getting any simpy from me.
That's such a classic moment. And then you don't get my simpy at all.
And then he comes out of the wheelchair. Danielson comes out of the wheelchair. You've got 3 legs.
Oh man, now it's time for some pro wrestling news. The wrestling. Ooh, yeah. Well, okay, this is scary now with Stephanie McMahon on leave from WWE. She put on her Twitter, as of tomorrow, I am taking a leave of absence from the majority of my responsibilities at WWE. WWE is a lifelong legacy for me, and I look forward to returning to the company that I love after taking this time to focus on my family. So what does this mean that she is now taking a leave of absence? Does it really mean much? I mean, are we going to see now more creative, I think more, I guess you could control from Nick Khan? It's coincidentally, right, that this happened. She announced this after the whole situation with the women. I don't know if that has to do with it. I don't want to throw too much assumption for it. But I don't know. What do you think this leads to? Do you think she'll ever come back? If she does, take a long time of absence, will she come back? She's saying she will, but what about she changes her mind? So you tell me, Mike, how do you feel about that?
I think she definitely will be back. I don't know if this has anything to do with the whole Sasha and Naomi situation. This could just be, Triple H had heart issues earlier in the year, and maybe he's not doing too good, God forbid. So
yeah,
she's going home to take care of him and the family. I don't know. I hope for the best. And yeah, it is kind of weird to think of like a WWE without Stephanie McMahon there. So yeah, I could see her coming back, but yeah, I don't know if it's I know a lot of people are reading a lot into it. A lot of people are like, I saw a comment saying, oh, WWE doesn't respect the women's evolution that Stephanie McMahon was like trying to be the flag bearer of. I don't know if it's anything like that. I just think that it is, black and white. She's going to take care of her family.
Do you agree with what Kenny said out in the comment that this is going to hurt the women's division?
I totally agree, because she is the flag bearer of the women's evolution. She's always the front person to, like, if you think about it, like the first women's Royal Rumble, she was the one who announced it. First women's Hell in a Cell, she was the one to announce it. The Evolution pay-per-view, she was the one to announce it. So she is like really, co-signing the women in the WWE. And then if you look at the other side now, when you talk about like Sasha and Naomi not feeling respected by creative or by Vince McMahon, if you don't have that other side, like that Stephanie McMahon to go talk to or to have your back, maybe it does affect them.
That Kelly might have a good point there. Yeah, because, but you know what? I feel like that's always been happening though, because come on, okay, in the head of talent relations, look, Mark Carrano, I know was a dick, but at least he stood up for the women. At least he tried. That's the one thing that I give like Jim Ross. What do you think Jim Ross left? Why he got tired of the being the head of talent relations? Yeah. He stood up to Vince. That's the problem, that people do not have the balls to stand up to Vince McMahon. They need to have because obviously if you stand up to Vince, or let's say if he hears about it, then of course he's gonna be pissed off. And
Vince likes that shit. If you think about like everybody who stood up to Vince, people say Vince wants you to challenge. Vince likes the squeaky wheel because he wants you to have investment in your character as well. So like, I don't know why everyone like walks around like this is like Darth Vader and you're scared of him. Like, yeah,
like more than Darth Sidious, because
but if
he do, but this
son of a bitch. Take me to him. Come on. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. We're just...
That's what happened.
Damn well he tripped when he turned that corner. As soon as he was off camera, he went sliding somewhere.
Yes, he did.
That's what weakened the quads.
I was like, Vince likes prodigal sons, like I said, it's the insecurity complex. Like, oh, even though you screwed me over, it's okay. You could always come back to me. Maybe there's still a chance. There's still like even when Jim Cornette came back, he was like, I know you never thought of this as your home, but you definitely have a home right here, Jim. Like you always, yeah, step. I guess they got to live, give them time for the family life, and maybe some new people will come into the management positions. It's like, it's not only the McMahons, there's like Nick Khan's and, all these other people, before, I just remembered about Canyon Seaman, senior head of
what?
That's really his name.
What?
you don't know about him? He's the senior
No,
director.
I don't know.
That
He was
is a
the
grade
former-
A porn name.
Yeah, it is. But he is the former senior director of talent development
Oh
for
my God.
WWE.
Mm.
And I guess and I know I first heard about him from Chris Jericho, but you've got guys like him. Like, it's more than just like Bruce Pritchard and Johnny Ace. You have dude like and Matt Bloom and what was it, Hugh Morris? I forgot what his real name was. And then and
Bill DeMont,
Bill DeMont and Canyon Seaman. We got. Man,
yeah, you're really on it then, huh?
There you go.
Just joined WWE board of trustees.
It might be one of them. It might be one of them. It could be. They could be booking that position. Who knows what we're gonna see?
I honestly think, right? I know this might be tinfoil hat conspiracy, but I honestly think that WWE's for sale, and Stephanie sees the writing on the wall. That could be it. But there's been a lot of moves that would indicate that the WWE is for sale, and we're constantly hearing Disney and NBC Universal are like the two biggest bidders, right? So to have a former Disney executive join the WWE board of trustees, that's a little sketchy. And then having less and less of the McMahons involved, that's also very sketchy.
And it's never like, and it's not always like an overnight thing like WCW was. This could be a very slow, drastic thing, because they're gonna buy a few shares here and then a few shares there. I mean, this is kind of something from the business world. For those that don't know, Toyota actually is a majority shareholder of General Motors. So that's so whenever people say I should buy a Ford to stimulate the U.S. economy, that money still goes to Toyota to a certain extent, because Toyota is the majority shareholder. So this could be that kind of case where that somebody else is going to be a majority shareholder, and it might not all be Disney. Whoever is the majority shareholder in the end, for all we know, it could be
Vince is a majority stock shareholder. Like, he's he's the main guy. The thing is that like you mentioned how the process with WCW purchased from AOL Time Warner, when Vince bought it, it took shorter because then he had no investors. Then he had no investors on it. Ted Turner owned it privately. It wasn't a public company. Compared to this, is now a public company, so it's mixed. It's a longer process because you have investors. How Dan mentioned about trustees who are getting more involved. The process is going to take very, very long.
Yeah,
and like how you mentioned, like he put in a comment, like Fox, the WWE wanted Fox to buy it, but there's too much. Disney will pay for it, of course they will, or NBC. We don't know yet, but it's a long process for it to be purchased. Honestly, I feel like it'll take another 2 years, or at least 2.5, for it to be completed, for them to be bought out by either one of these two companies. I feel that will happen. It'll take about 2.5 for that to happen. I don't know if you guys agree with that.
I think the writing's on the wall. Yeah, I think the writing's on the wall. I think the writing was on the wall as far back as WWE, giving the U.S. distribution to their video library to NBC Universal and Peacock. Because for the WWE not to have the rights of their own video library in the United States, and Peacock having the rights of the WWE network, that was a little questionable. I was a little shocked by that. So it's going to be interesting.
I'll say this for the future: the most ridiculous. Be prepared for the most ridiculous gimmick. If there's a Homer Simpson, Darth Vader, and wrestler,
There'll be a lot of creator wrestlers.
Yeah, there's gonna be a Kingdom Hearts, Star Wars, Simpsons crossover just for WWE.
Yeah, but it's crazy. A lot of the times on the Wrestling DeLorean, I go back in the past. I never went to the future. Maybe we go find out right now.
Oh man, here we go. Right,
he's going to ride.
Hey, by the way, I was gonna tell you this, I'm actually not that far from where Back to the Future was shot.
Oh, really?
Actually, I go to that mall all the time. It's called the Puente Hills Mall. It's only 10 miles away from where I live. And I go to that mall all the time, and we have the DeLorean there inside of that mall.
I gotta check that out. That's awesome.
It's a regular mall, but we still have a lot of all the same spots where they shot Back to the Future.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I live right next door. Basically, I drive by there all the time.
When I come out there, we definitely gotta check that out.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's for sure. That's a for sure. See, Lennox says WWE is everywhere. NBC USA Network, Peacock, Fox, 2K Game as well. AEW is part of the Turn Network and Warner Brothers. Okay. Yeah, that's awesome, man. And then the next one, I need to get you guys' thought about it. Can somebody tell this man to retire? Stay fucking retired. Why are you returning to the ring? Yes, it got everybody like, what are you doing? When I was watching that Instagram video, him and Jay Lethal, I was cringing. I'm like, no, don't. Oh,
I was like, don't, come on, Jay, don't kill Rick.
Hey, you know what? I got an interesting proposition. Maybe like the little girl from DDT and Ric Flair. You could have old man and you have young and old. You have like the youngest possible. You should like if he wrestles like a 7-year-old kid, that'll be. Now, two opposites, like I don't think it's not even possible for that 7-year-old to hurt him.
Oh man,
I agree with Kenny.
That's all bad, Kenny.
But I agree though, because he is a liability, and I don't know why. Like I seen, Ricky Steamboat was rumored to be one of the opponents. It's like a 6-man tag, and Ricky Steamboat pulled out and said that he's not going to be involved with that. And Conrad Thompson, who is running the StarCast event, is like mad at Ricky Steamboat, saying like he said, I can't comment on Ricky Steamboat pulling out without me getting really negative and harsh because that was bad business. Dude, the whole thing is bad business. Having Ric Flair wrestle again is bad business. Like, come on. I don't know, man. It's sometimes people have to just say, look, as much as it will be an awesome moment to be the person to book Ric Flair again, or be the person to book Ric Flair, it's a liability. Like, you don't want to be the guy who booked a guy who got paralyzed or, God forbid, passes away in the ring. Like, the man had his issues.
I have a feeling if Rick's gonna do it, and like of the promotions in the US don't want to do it. I looked up how old the Great Kabuki is. Great Kabuki and Ric Flair are the same age. So I have a feeling like, what was it? FMW, Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling. They do a lot of illegal things to begin with. If there's anyone that's going to book that match, it's probably going to be a Onita's promotion. And if somebody dies, which people have before, it might be like I don't know, maybe some Americans are going to be fighting with the Yakuza or something like that.
Let me ask you this. Who's older, Great Muta or Ric Flair?
No, I said the Great Kabuki.
Okay, but what about Marufuji or Ric Flair? Who's older?
Marufuji's way younger.
Yeah.
But Muta's also younger. Muta's around like a year or two older than Sting. He's not that much older.
Really? That's news to me then. What is up with Alistair Overeem?
Oh yeah.
Over?
For the you heard of I think it's called WES, the Authors of Pain have their own wrestling promotion. It's going to be Overeem versus Adam Shear.
Are you fucking kidding me? They're gonna do that?
Yeah. There's a lot of former WWE talent on that show. I know Dirty Dango is going to be booked on that show. You also have the return to the ring of Nia Jax. She's going to be going against CJ Perry, Lana. So
controlling their narrative.
And also Jonathan Coachman is just announced for commentary.
Oh, so that's what it's about. I didn't read full details of it, so that's what it's about.
They have like a full show booked, and Alistair Overeem is in the main event.
Interesting. Overeem wrestling. Let's see. Matthew Reedhold just got signed to be. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's not so. Bad. Sting's 3 years older than Keiji Muto. So
wow. Yeah, okay.
So does that make him 59, 60?
Yeah, Keiji Muto's 59, Sting's 63. The Great Kabuki's 73, wow. And Ric Flair is 73. So
But yeah, I think the match is already booked because it's going to be booked a part of the StarCast event.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why Conrad Thompson was really pissed off at Ricky Steamboat for pulling out, because I believe from what he's saying, it was already booked to be FTR and Ric Flair versus the Rock and Roll Express and Ricky Steamboat. Yeah. Ricky Steamboat's claiming he never agreed to that. So now Conrad's going on this little tirade about how, Ricky Steamboat agreed and he pulled out, and that's bad business.
So I I'll just say let the Yakuza worry about it. Let the Yakuza book it. They deal with messed up things all the time. If they want to do it, have fun.
Or wash your hands with it.
Yeah, you might lose a finger.
I'm loving this is right here. This past weekend, this was amazing, honestly.
Yep.
This New Japan Capital Collision was incredible. I mean, Tomohiro Ishii, Eddie Kingston was great. Even Brody King and Minoru. Oh my God, man! Look, this whole card was insane.
Juice Robinson, what a he's a new man. I gotta say,
this show was like a preview to Forbidden Door. There was a lot of AEW talent booked against New Japan talent. It was like a little appetizer.
Matt's there we go. In a minute right now. Matt's
I'm trying to take the
right now.
He beat me to it.
He beat you to it. He beat you to the main course, Matt. He already beat you to the main course.
I'm gonna get a cease and desist in my mail.
It's a cease and insist. I insist on giving you mozzarella sticks.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
But break it down. I mean, you were breaking it down, Mike. So you enjoyed it. What was the favorite one out of the card? Out of that,
I love the main event. The main event was great. It was just like balls to the wall. But Ishii versus Kingston, God, man, they beat the shit out of each other. And I love that Japanese strong style. Like, I need to venture out to more like Japanese stuff. Like, I feel like I'm one of those like typical wrestling fans who just watches like New Japan. But I definitely need to venture out. And
all Japan is what Eddie Kingston studied. That's why in Eddie Kingston's promo with Tomohiro Ishii, he was like, "You follow strong style, I walk the King's Road." And I guess the evolutionary chart is Giant Baba has King's Road, and then Giant Baba has King's Road, Inoki has strong style, and then Noah has the Odo style. It's their own thing. It's like that Misawa kind of like created. So
and All Japan had the original 4 pillars, right?
Mm-hmm, Akira Taue and Misawa and Kenta Kobashi.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely got to see more Japan stuff. But that match was hard hitting as hell. Like a lot of people don't realize, like they think that, I know like when I was like training in wrestling and I got a lot of, does it really hurt? I wish people could check out a Japanese strong style match. Just watch Ishii versus Kingston beat the shit out of each other and tell me if it hurts.
I could feel the forearms and the chops. You just saying that. Like, ow. I feel the pain already.
My chest is red. I didn't even wrestle.
Shit. Hey, that's what we hope. That's what we grow hair in our chest, man. That's how you become a man. Shit. Oh man, but let's. Oh yeah, I will say. Yes, yes, there was an event the following day. I did see the spoilers already, but I need to watch it. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but other than that, it was a fantastic event. Let me see what Brian got to say. No surprise that New Japan was on fire. It was Collision. 2 matches from Windy City Riot: Suzuki versus Ishii, Moxley, Ospreay, and they were yes, they were. And I feel that Suzuki and Brody was great too. Yeah. That finish, Brody's finisher on Suzuki, I'm not gonna lie, I was cringing. I'm like, fuck his head. It looked horrible. And that match, remind you, I stepped actually into a New Japan ring when we went to Immunity. They allowed me for like a 1 brief minute. But that mat is like a boxing ring. I
always heard it was similar to like the classic WWF rings where it was like no give.
No give at all. I give those men credit. All of them, whoever participates in that ring of New Japan.
Yeah, but
shit, hell no.
Brody King's finisher. It's a power bomb into a pile driver. The Gonzo bomb.
Yeah.
Oh man, definitely. All right, and the last, of course, the update for the BOSJ update. So once again, people who are not familiar with it, I'm going to show again the brackets very briefly. Let's see. There is your bracket there. And like I said, I'm really happy once again for really the Titan, Wheeler, who's there, TJP, and dude, and Lindemann as well. I'm really happy for them. Like, they're really getting showcased right now in New Japan. What I've been watching. I know right now Night 3 has just finished, but I mean, I'm loving it right now. I don't know, Matt. I mean, what's the update so far? You can give us, because I don't have the numbers right now as we speak. I'm trying to.
I don't have the numbers either. I'm sorry, I came out unprepared, but it's definitely something worth watching. Mainly, you seeing your Wheeler Yuta and your El Desperado. El Desperado, that guy's a magician. He's got a lot in the arsenal. Like I think one of the first El Desperado matches I went in deep on was Hiromu Takahashi versus El Desperado. That one's one of the classics. So and we definitely got a lot of promotions in this one. It's like, was El Phantasmo? He was playing piano during the press conference or something. He was like singing and playing piano.
I think he was.
Yeah.
Very unique guy.
Very unique. Oh, yeah. Dan just caught up on Night 4. Yeah, me too. I need to get caught up on Night 3 and 4. I just finished 2. Okay, now I have the point. So Ace Austin in Block A is first. And in Block B, Phantasmo is in first as well. Let me. Yeah. So
I really think they're grooming, because I listened to another podcast. They said they're grooming El Phantasmo for just being a top guy in the future, because he's great with the promos, he's great with the character work, he's great with the in-ring non-verbal and the verbal. So I mean, keep an eye out for him. He could be the next Kenny Omega. He could be the next Jay White. El Phantasmo is somebody to keep your eye on. He could have a big run in the future, singles,
I do like what he's doing also in Impact Wrestling as well. And speaking of Impact Wrestling, I'm really happy to see Ace Austin a part of this too.
Exactly. I was going to mention that too.
X-Division champion.
Yeah,
there you go. There's there it is right there. So that's the point.
So that's a tie at the top.
Those are two championships that I would dream of having if I was, I'm not the biggest guy, but if I was a wrestler, because Marufuji held the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, and the X Division title is the other one that I really like. So if I was Ace Austin, I'd be like, ooh, that'd be like
both at once.
Yeah, having the X Division and the Junior Heavyweight, those are,
I think Phantasmo is ready to be in a G1. I think it's about his turn time now.
I agree.
I agree, Dan. I think it's his time for him to do it, because he's been in the fucking junior heavyweight division for I don't know how many years already. And I think it's about time for him to, gain some weight.
He's tall too. Yeah. He's tall. Yeah. He has charisma. He's got it. He's the whole package. Maybe a new vice commander for Bullet Club.
Speaking of Impact, though. Go ahead. My apologies. Go ahead.
Oh, my bad. So definitely I know with New Japan, they do like to see their juniors gain a little weight before they go to the heavyweight division. I think if he does, then he could be the next Kenny Omega, a guy in the juniors who tore it up and then surprised a lot of people in the type of matches he could have with someone in the heavyweight division.
Oh my God. Hey, I love that.
I think didn't he use a Styles Clash in one of his matches recently? He finished somebody with a Styles Clash, or at least he teased it.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe he used it also in Impact, which was a double homage, because it wasn't just former Bullet Club member, but also former TNA star. So
yeah.
Oh yeah. And how Dan said, I'm still waiting for Hiromu as well. Yeah, he needs to go up there too. He had his taste of it before when he fought. Who did he fight, man? I think he fought. Did he fight Kota Ibushi, or did he fight Okada for the belt?
He faced Evil for the belt.
Oh, Evil. You're right. Evil.
That's Sengoku Lord.
Evil. Yes, right. Goku Lord. During the last year, Phantasmo been using all former. Yes, he has. Agreed. He has been doing that. I've noticed that too. I want to talk about Impact just very briefly before we end it here. I'm really happy that the way how they're stepping up, and the way how, especially with their women's roster, you could say has been fantastic. Honestly,
they got the tag titles,
man, and then seeing that's when we said it last week about the Slammiversary event coming, them doing the Queen of the Mountain. I'm excited for that shit, man. I'm really stoked. I've been so much of a fan of Impact during their underrated days, the TNA days. I'm happy they're stepping it up, and congratulations to them. They just signed Aiden Prince who is another independent professional wrestling up in Canada, which Speedball Mike Bailey is very familiar with, and they've worked with each other for so many years. So congratulations to him. I know George McKay had him on the show today on Straight Talk Wrestling, so congratulations for him. So talk about Impact very brief, before we end it here. Mike, do you feel that Impact is underrated and is not given the credit where credit's due for them?
100%. I always say it on my show. I feel like Impact is one of the most consistent wrestling shows like right now in America. They put on great show after great show after great show. Their pay-per-views never disappoint. They have a lot of underrated talent on their cards. It's like, if you want to talk about the Forbidden Door, they kept the Forbidden Door alive for a long period of time, bringing in New Japan stars. They were bringing in Jay White before Jay White was on AEW television. They had who else did they have? They had somebody on their show before he was on AEW.
Okada? Not Okada.
No. Recently, maybe a year ago.
I know. I mean, from New Japan or from where?
Yeah, from New Japan. I'm trying to remember who it was, but yeah, they were bringing him into Impact before it was before he was on AEW. I'm trying to remember who it was. If it comes to me,
was it Ishii or was
no? This was almost a year ago, I believe. But
Suzuki?
No, it wasn't Suzuki. Damn, it's going to bother me.
Oh, there you go, Yuji Nagata.
No, it wasn't even Nagata. Gosh, it's going to really bother me.
Is it
Kojima? It was Kojima. Kojima was on Impact Wrestling before he was at AEW when he faced John Moxley. I'm sorry, I blinked so hard there. But Kojima was on Impact first. So Impact
was a former NWA champion too.
Yeah, and MLW champion. The original MLW when they were ECW Light. But
a lot of love on Kojima.
Yeah, Kojima's the man. That's why I'm so mad that I freaking blanked. But no, so Impact Wrestling was doing a lot of what AEW is marketing themselves to be now. Even back in the day, TNA was constantly working with other promotions. They would have the World X Cup and work with AAA, CMLL. There was times where they're working with Dragon Gate, New Japan. So I love what Impact does. I'm a huge Impact fan. There was times back in 2005, 2006 where TNA was all I was watching. So I'm a major, major fan of TNA. And I think that people need to give Impact their roses. They got to give them their respect. So many people say, oh, Impact is a shell of what TNA used to be. I don't think so. I think that Impact is the most consistent wrestling promotion in America. I haven't seen a bad show in over 2-3 years. What was the last bad Impact?
The in-ring product is either at the same level, neck and neck with AEW, or a little bit above.
I agree.
They
just don't have the budget.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm gonna cry. You don't know how bad I want to cry. I love you, man. You're saying the words that are coming out of my mouth. You're saying it.
The Ultimate X matches, King of the Mountain, Queen of the Mountain, Ultimate X women's match. Those are the treasures in their arsenal that are unique only to Impact. So I mean, if I saw an Ultimate X match on Dynamite as a co-promotion thing, that's kind of what I've been waiting for.
I would like that, but it would just feel weird not seeing that on an Impact show.
True.
I remember
maybe pay-per-view. They could do a pay-per-view and a bigger AEW.
Maybe the next Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
Have an Impact Wrestling crossover. I think that there was back in 2006, there was a promotion that Impact was working with. I think it was called MCW or something like that. And they had an Ultimate X match at the MCW event. And everyone said that it just felt weird to see an Ultimate X match that's not co-promoted by TNA. But yeah, I definitely think that they need more of a budget. Anthem is a multi-billion-dollar organization. And when I think of Anthem and the budget that they give Impact, it kind of reminds me a bit of what Sinclair Broadcasting was doing with Ring of Honor. I think that if you really push for Impact Wrestling to have the budget and bring in, big stars and you put them in bigger arenas, they're going to succeed.
I agree 100%.
Sonata,
well said.
Sonata was also, in response to this comment right here, Sonata was also the All Japan Pro Wrestling. He was their Intercontinental title. I forgot the name. It's National All Japan All National Championship or something like that. you know, it's the high mid card one. So like I forgot if he was their first or he was like one of their few you know, secondary champions.
Nothing to see. I'm on the Impact with Rock Solid. Extra shout out to the Queen of the Mountain because they're yes, I agree, Brian. I've been preaching your word, and yes, you said it right. You said it right, damn it. Because you know what? It was
Son of a bitch! What? It's me, Austin! It was me all along, Austin!
Brian has been saying it all along anyway, so he's been saying it for a long time. So that's why I'm not hating on it. He's preaching the words correctly.
It was him.
It was him. It wasn't me.
All
it was
along.
him. All along. I mean, another promotion too besides Impact. Noah's another one right now that Kojima's out there right now. He's in the fight Murder Fuji.
Simon Gotch.
And Simon Gotch out there. Rene Dupree is out there right now. You know, he's out there. It's just like
who from there was a luchador. What was his name? He's also in it's like not Los Ingobernables. It's a different name. Los something. Los Lobos or
Los Lobos, yeah. Los Lobos, yes.
Yeah.
I forgot who. Yeah. Damn, I don't know who.
I remember his name. He appeared on the joint Noah New Japan pay-per-view, and he was luchador in Noah. I'll remember his name in time being.
I gotta watch more of Noah. I was a big Noah fan when if you remember, Takashi Morishima was the Ring of Honor champion, and they were doing a lot of work with Ring of Honor.
He's a big dude.
Kenta Kobashi came over, fought Joe. Like
Morishima
that was great.
Joe. My God,
that was amazing, man.
Yeah.
This is why you now I fucking know why you called the DeLorean podcast because of you. Now I fucking know why. And I love it.
Danielson Marafuji.
I gotta do it.
I love it.
I gotta do it.
You didn't know this about, if you didn't know this about me, De Niro, my two favorite currently active wrestlers are Kenny Omega and Marafuji. And then, you know, yeah, Kenta, I'm wondering, I guess he might be still recovering, but you know, so.
Yeah, I know he was pretty banged up after Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, that match between him and Jesus.
Yeah, him and Tanahashi.
Yeah, it was really bad. I hope he shows up at Forbidden Door. I want to see him GTS CM Punk.
Him versus Punk would be, yeah. I don't know if you guys want to go down this route because I already have all the matches that I would love to see at Forbidden Door.
Me too. That's top of the card, you know.
Yeah.
Okada is the other one, like Kenta and Okada. Make that triple threat if they can. If it's hard to get them over here, then just do it as a triple threat in the meantime.
All right. So you want to bring up? We'll make this the last topic. At least name me three that you want to see in Forbidden Door. 3 matches. Go.
All right. Main event. I think Okada versus Danielson. I just got to see that match. I believe that match is going to be on par with anything. But also, if Kenny Omega's back, I think that Kenny Omega versus Okada in America could be another thing. I know that the Ring of Honor joint show that they did in Madison Square Garden, they really wanted Kenny Omega versus Okada on U.S. soil. So they have the chance to do that here if Kenny Omega is healed. CM Punk versus Kenta is another one that I want to see. And I want to see Samoa Joe versus Ishii. I think that would be a great strong style matchup. That's another one. Zack Sabre versus Danielson. That's another one. I wish it was like a weekend event. I wish it wasn't just like one event. If you had 2 nights, I think you could have really had a lot of dream matches made.
That could be the case. I agree. It could be. Unless they make like 8-man tag teams here and there for the buy-in, and then they could really make this like a 4.5-hour show if they want to.
Yeah,
they could. They have the advantage to do that. So I mean, New Japan does it. Shit, for night one, how many hours? Wrestle Kingdom, how many hours? It's like about what 4.5, 5, right? They can do the same thing.
All I know is I'm excited for Double or Nothing, but I'm looking forward to Forbidden Door a lot more. Like I'm waiting to just get to there.
Yes.
That needs to happen.
That's definitely a match that I would love to see.
That has to happen.
What about you, Matt? Do you have your 3?
Yeah, I'm switching out opponents on a few of them. You know the top of my list is Samoa Joe, Tetsuya Naito. and I want that in a cage. I want that like either in a cage or like I want like an AEW version of Hell in the Cell that Naito can face Samoa Joe, because Samoa Joe, the way he dishes out offense and the way Naito is like counters in defense and the way he sells, I think that's like the perfect recipe, you know. And then as for, I think I got a curveball. I'll introduce De Niro to my curveball segment right here. There you go. Here's my curveball.
I caught it right here. There you go.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Oh, Adam Cole Ospreay.
Adam Cole Ospreay, yeah,
maybe.
But here's my for the women's Mayu Iwatani from Stardom. She's like the Tanahashi of Stardom, and I kind of want her. I want her in the mix. You know, I want her against somebody big on the AEW roster. You know, and have her, and I'd be okay with her going over as well. You know, Mayu is very underrated, and she was like the second or third ever Women of Honor champion in the past. Mayu Iwatani. So she's definitely another one. And then my other one, I mean, Katsuyori Shibata. I mean, I just thought of this just now. Katsuyori Shibata, his comeback is very touching, and I think should have deserved. I think the West and the United States don't know enough about him, but he's somebody I think everybody in the US should know about because of like how he overcame adversity to come back. Like he almost died in his injury, that brain injury, that headbutt from Okada. Shibata made his comeback the same way Edge did, the same way, you know, so many different wrestlers made their comeback. You know, it's one of the, I'd say his comeback rivals CM Punk's comeback. That's how good it is. Katsuyori Shibata. Like people in Japan are screaming for him. And I think him as a babyface, I think probably the best person you could throw him up against, either Shibata or Tanahashi versus MJF. There you go. Complete opposites.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome too. Yes, Shibata, one of the baddest. Yes, he is.
Yeah,
one of the baddest ever to live.
The teacher of all the young lions. He's the Jedi master, the Yoda of the young lions.
Okay.
Yeah, what about you?
Give me Naito versus MJF. I want Naito versus MJF.
That's kind of like Stone Cold Triple H kind of has those kind of vibes, huh?
I would not mind it at all. I would enjoy that if that actually happens.
The renegade versus the villain, you know.
It's like it's like, you know, Naito's like your Shawn Michaels, like mixture of a little Eddie Guerrero, because he did spend time in Mexico as well as Los Ingobernables. Right there. Did. And he has that cocky attitude, you know. Or like, you know, Matt mentions Naito versus Samoa Joe. He did mention that. That'll be one. Two, I would like to see Hiromu versus Jungle Boy. I would like to see that.
There you go.
That's interesting.
That's
very interesting.
Interesting to see.
Loved light heavyweights, like super babyface light heavyweights. Everybody loves.
Oh man, that's Brado versus Dante. That would be great too.
That's very interesting too. Yeah,
that's an interesting match too. Hiromu versus Jungle Boy will be great.
I got a kind of stupid but kind of fun one.
Okay, hold on. This is the third one.
Yeah.
Third one, I would like to see you. I would like to see Shingo Takagi versus, I don't know why, because you know why this match intrigues me, and I'm going to say this name right now, but what I saw what he did with Morrissey. Wardlow. I wouldn't mind seeing Shingo and Wardlow. Why do I say that? Because little did we knew that fucking Wardlow is a flip-flop motherfucker. He even, you know, Jesus Christ. Like, what? You move that quick?
The hybrid.
Right. Like, it reminds me of Lesnar during his young era, during his prime.
Yeah.
Like Lashley too during his prime. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I think I'll be intrigued. And I think Shingo will teach this little young lion Wardlow to the limit when it comes to Aljo. That's just me, my opinion. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
That would be a really intriguing matchup.
Yes.
All right, I got.
Let's see. Shingo will wrestle Walter back in the day. Yes. Yes, that would be sick.
I think Wardlow's got a little bit of that Brian Cage thing going on because he's very developed muscularly.
Wasn't Shibata one of the most hated wrestlers in Japan when he left New Japan like Naito used to be before we went to Mexico? It's amazing how beloved he is now. And Sweet Naito would be. Yes, it gives. Yes,
I think I know the reason why. It's because Shibata went to Noah and also did MMA, and I think that's kind of like some people thought of him as a traitor in that sense. But Naito got over as a heel because of him going to CMLL and got that new coat of paint.
Well, he needed that. He needed to reinvent himself.
Reinvention.
Yeah.
But
that was a crazy reinvention when he was throwing the belt and everything.
Okay, guys, I got my stupid kind of fun one though. This one's a little bit of a curveball too.
Okay,
Max Caster versus Taichi. My God, that's gonna be.
Oh no! I get it. Why? I know why. I fucking know why. Because the mic,
the microphone. Taichi comes to the ring singing, but and people like was it Aya? Well, I forgot her name.
I think it's Aya. I think his manager, right?
Yeah, like he's got her. You know, it would be kind of. That'd be kind of
even that is like, oh my God. Yeah, we already fucking know where to go with it.
That's my curveball. That's another one of my curveballs.
I would pop so hard if Max Caster rapped in Japanese for that too. That would be insane.
Yes. No, if he got Ko, who was part of the Ichima cipher, you know, he's a famous Japanese rapper. If he comes out, oh my God.
That'd be insane.
Oh my God.
Karata kata mo. Like just right there.
Hey, Mike, you just called it. Like, imagine that does happen. Fucking Max Caster rap.
I would lose it.
I want some Japanese hip hop on AEW. I'm gonna not only pop for that. I'm gonna share that everywhere. Let's get some Japanese hip hop on TV.
I'll fucking lose my mind. Hey, if he raps in Japanese, I will retire. Hey, I will retire too, man. Oh my God, this is so fucking epic.
You got the no seda.
Hey, Keith Lee versus Jeff Cobb would be fire. Yeah, I mean Brian. Would be. Yeah, Brian said Penta Hiromu will be great. And Keith Lee versus, yeah. The possibilities are endless, man. They can definitely do a lot. I can't wait. You know, we're definitely gonna get together. I mean, man, we gotta get together. Mike, you're more than welcome next week to give us your predictions.
Thank you. I would love to be here. I would love to be here. Thank you so much.
You're gonna join us next Thursday then. Same time. So we're gonna give our predictions for next week for Double or Nothing. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I know it's the time. It's
Vader time.
It's that Vader time, and it is about the
Autobots transform and roll out.
Every
time he loves that. But before we go, make sure, ladies and gentlemen, and then I'm gonna let, of course, my brother here from the League of Extraordinary Podcast, let the people know where can they find you. And either way, you're gonna be here next week, but still let them know where can they find.
Yes, Wrestling Delorean Podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night on Twitch. We do watch-alongs. Now I'm going to incorporate some gaming on there. You can get Wrestling Delorean merchandise at 3fallsbrand.com. That's THREE Falls Brand. Shout out to 3 Falls Brand. I'm sure you guys must have met each other or at the PCW event last week, right? Yeah, yes, great guys over there. Support 3 Falls Brand. Also, support LOG Music. A lot of people may know this about me. I'm a rapper, so support Lords of Gotham Music.
Bars.
Yeah. So definitely Wrestling Delorean Podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. If you listen to Circle of Debate there, Wrestling Delorean Podcast is also on that same platform. So.
That is absolutely right, because right below the description, click the LINKTREE where you can follow, Mr. De Niro here all over the social media platforms, especially on Twitch. He's killing it on Twitch right now with the watch-alongs and the WWE 2K2. Man, I enjoyed it.
I want to listen to your music right, like on my drive to the pool hall right now. Like I want to listen to your.
I'll send you some stuff over.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
If you're on Apple Music, I'm gonna listen to you right now on the way.
We took our stuff off Apple Music for right now. We're kind of rebranding, but we have stuff on SoundCloud. But I have a lot of new stuff. We recorded like 15 new tracks in like the last 2 months, so it's all about to come out on Apple soon.
I'll listen to the SoundCloud stuff on the way then.
Hell yeah. And of course, he'll be joining us next week, ladies and gentlemen. So we give our predictions for Double or Nothing. I'm excited because not only you're going to be joining us, we're going to be having Heel Liz as well on the show from All Things Wrestling Podcast. She'll be joining us as well, giving our prediction. And I cannot wait. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be incredible for episode 1 and 3. So make sure, ladies and gentlemen, to subscribe, of course, to our brother here, Mike De Niro, at the Wrestling Delorean Podcast. Follow him everywhere. We love you, but we appreciate you taking the time. And I cannot wait for next week for you to join us.
I appreciate you guys having me on. Thank you so much. Real talk. I've been a fan for a long time, so this is an honor. Thank you.
Oh, man.
Honor to have you with us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And the door's open all the time. If you want to come in, just go
forbidden
ahead.
Door. The not so forbidden door.
Hey, we started all this forbidden door shit before anybody did it. The League of Extraordinary Podcast opened the doors for everyone. That's what we did. And you know what? Because we set the example that all of us can get along and we all can work together. And we're familia. Amen
to that.
See. And for that, I'm going to be very brief. So, say it en español para señoras y señores, para nuestro que nos escucha en sus áreas plataformas. Muchas gracias por escuchar aquí Cerco Debate. Y no se olvide también a suscribir a nuestro aquí hermano, que es su canal de YouTube o de Twitch o en áreas plataformas que nos escucha, a the Wrestling Delorean Podcast. Va a estar disponible abajo en la descripción para que puedas suscribir y escuchar o ver nuestros hermanos YouTube, canal de YouTube, el Wrestling Delorean Podcast. Y gracias por el apoyo, el soporte que le han dado a ustedes. Y no se olviden que suscriben a nuestro canal y todo de la liga de la extraordinaria podcasters que tenemos. Y saludos a todos en Latinoamérica, Colombia, Honduras, Nicaragua, Salvador, México, España, Brasil. You know how to speak Portuguese. You said it right. And of course, Money Mike is not here to give his, of course, his European. Oh man, thank you, Dan. I'm gonna get you on the show, Dan. Dan, we're gonna get you the show. We're gonna probably get your predictions too, brother. We're gonna have to get you on. But then, of course, I'm gonna let Matt Callis go ahead and say in Japanese, whatever you like to say.
Yeah, Circle of Debate, Moto Ichiban. Watch more of it. Make it happen.
Make it happen. We're gonna make it happen because, like I said, Matt Callis always like to say this word, so I'm gonna let Matt. You know what? I'm just gonna let Matt say it. What the hell do we do besides the Wrestling DeLorean? Besides the Dirty Heels, Straight Talk, Clark Street, Cage My HQ, everybody. What the hell do we do?
We don't make podcasts. We make history.
Pal.
Oh, well, great way to.
Will
over and over.
make
Over and over.
history.
Over and over.